Ryan Mitchell stared at the motel room. One bed. One. His boss, Catherine Hayes, stood beside him. The woman who'd made his life difficult for 3 years. Ice Queen. Perfectionist. Impossible to please. There's only one room available, the clerk said apologetically. The storm knocked out power everywhere. We're lucky to have this. Catherine looked at the bed. At Ryan. We're professionals. We can handle this. Right. Professionals. They were stuck together. All night. In a snowstorm. Ryan called his daughter. Sweetie, Daddy's going to be late. What happened that night changed everything. For both of them. Ryan Mitchell, 34 years old, single father to 8-year-old Sophie, had worked for Catherine Hayes for 3 years. So he endured Catherine's impossible standards. They got into bed, Ryan on one side, Catherine on the other, as far apart as possible. Good night, Mitchell. Good night, Miss Hayes. Ryan lay awake, hyper-aware of Catherine beside him. Her breathing, her presence. This was the strangest night of his life. And it was only just beginning. Until the day everything changed. They'd driven upstate for a client meeting. 2 hours from the city. Catherine insisted on driving together. More efficient to discuss strategy, she'd said. The meeting went well, the client signed. Catherine actually said, "Good work, Mitchell." Ryan almost fell over. A compliment? From Catherine Hayes? They left at 4 p.m., should have been home by 6. But the weather forecast was wrong. Snow started falling at 4:30. Light at first, then heavy, then blinding. We should pull over, Ryan said. 3 long, difficult years. We're fine. I've driven in snow before. Ms. Hayes, I can't see the road. I said we're fine. 10 minutes later, Catherine pulled into a rest stop. Visibility was 0. We'll wait it out, she said tersely. But the snow didn't stop. It got worse. By 6 p.m., the highway was closed. State of emergency declared. No travel permitted. We need to find a place to stay, Ryan said, checking his phone. There's a motel 2 miles from here. Catherine nodded stiffly. Fine. Ryan called Sophie. She was at his mother's house. Catherine was the VP of operations at Tech Dynamics. Brilliant. Demanding. Cold as ice. Hi, Daddy. Hey, sweetie. I'm going to be late. There's a big storm. I have to stay at a hotel tonight. But you promised we'd make cookies tonight. Ryan's heart broke. I know, baby. I'm sorry. We'll make double cookies tomorrow. I promise. Okay, Sophie sounded disappointed. I love you, Daddy. I love you too, Sophie. Be good for Grandma. He hung up feeling guilty. Another broken promise because of work. Catherine was on her phone, jaw tight. My sister was expecting me for dinner. She's furious I'm canceling. You have a sister? Catherine looked at him coldly. Yes, Mitchell. I have a family. Shocking, I know. She expected perfection. Accepted no excuses, showed no mercy. They drove carefully to the motel. The parking lot was packed, everyone stranded by the storm. Inside, the lobby was chaos. Families, truckers, business travelers, all desperate for rooms. Ryan approached the desk. 2 rooms, please. The clerk laughed. You're joking, right? We have 1 room left. That's it. 1 room? 1, and you're lucky. We just had a cancellation. Ryan looked at Catherine. Should we? Take it, she said firmly. We don't have a choice. The room was small, clean but basic. 1 queen bed, 1 bathroom, 1 armchair. They stood in the doorway staring. Ryan had lost count of how many times she'd rejected his proposals. Sent back his reports with red marks everywhere. Made him redo presentations. I'll take the chair, Ryan offered. Don't be ridiculous. You're 6 feet tall. You'll be miserable. I'll be fine. Mitchell, we're adults. We can share a bed for 1 night without making it weird. Could they? Ryan wasn't sure. Catherine was his boss. The woman who criticized every breath he took. But she was also attractive. He'd noticed. How could he not? Dark hair, sharp features, intense green eyes, always perfectly put together. But cold, untouchable, completely off limits. I need to call my daughter again, Ryan said. Make sure she's okay. He stepped outside, called his mom. This is unacceptable, was her favorite phrase. How's Sophie? She's fine, upset about the cookies, but fine. How are you? Stuck in a snowstorm with my boss. His mother laughed. The scary one. Yeah. Good luck. When Ryan returned, Catherine had changed. She was wearing sweatpants and a t-shirt. Hair down. No makeup. She looked different. Younger, more human. I always keep emergency clothes in my car, she explained. You should too. Noted. Other employees whispered about her. Called her the Ice Queen. The Dragon Lady. Worse things. They sat in awkward silence. Catherine on the bed. Ryan in the chair. You can sit on the bed, Mitchell. I'm not going to bite. Ryan moved to the bed, kept a respectful distance. Your daughter, Catherine said. How old? 8, her name's Sophie. You're raising her alone? Her mother left when she was 2. Haven't heard from her since. Catherine's expression softened. Barely. That must be difficult. It is, but Sophie's worth it. I'm sure she is. Ryan just called her boss and tried to survive. More silence. Can I ask you something, Ryan said. That depends on the question. Why are you so hard on me, on everyone? Catherine stiffened. I'm not hard, I have standards. You have impossible standards. Nobody can meet them. Not consistently. If people can't meet my standards, they shouldn't be in this field. That's not fair. We're human. We make mistakes. Mistakes cost money, cost clients, cost jobs, and perfectionism cost people their sanity. The problem was he couldn't quit. Single dad, decent salary, good benefits. Sophie needed stability. Catherine stood up, walked to the window, watched the snow fall. You want to know why I'm hard on you? Yes, because you're talented. More talented than you realize, but you're coasting, playing it safe, not pushing yourself. Ryan was stunned. You think I'm talented? Of course, why else would I keep you around? I could have fired you a dozen times, but I didn't. Because underneath the mediocre work is someone capable of excellence. You've never said that. I'm saying it now. They stood in silence. The snow fell harder outside. We should get some sleep, Catherine said. Long day tomorrow. Ryan couldn't sleep. Ryan thought about it. Sophie needs stability. Your company pays well, has good benefits. And despite everything, I'm learning. Thank you. That means a lot. I'm sorry I've been so hard on you. Made your life difficult. I understand why now. It's okay. It's not okay. I should do better. Be better. We all should. Around 3 a.m., Catherine fell asleep. Still close to Ryan, her breathing steady, peaceful. Ryan stayed awake a while longer, processing everything. The vulnerability, the honesty, the unexpected connection. Catherine wasn't the ice queen. She was a scared woman protecting herself the only way she knew how. Just like he was a scared single dad doing the same. Maybe they weren't so different after all. Learning what? How to tolerate a difficult boss? He fell asleep with Catherine's head on his shoulder. When he woke at 7 a.m., they were tangled together, arms wrapped around each other, her face inches from his. She woke a moment later, realized their position, started to pull away. Wait, Ryan said. This is inappropriate. Last night wasn't inappropriate. It was human, real. Don't regret it. Catherine looked at him. Really looked. I don't regret it. That's what scares me. Why does it scare you? Because you're my employee, and I have feelings I shouldn't have. Ryan's heart raced. What kind of feelings? Learning excellence. You're right, I was coasting before. You pushed me, made me better. The kind that make this complicated. I have those feelings too. They stared at each other, inches apart, the tension thick. We can't, Catherine whispered. I know. You work for me. I know. This would be a disaster. I know. But neither moved away. Catherine was quiet. I didn't expect you to say that. The moment stretched, charged, full of possibility. Then Catherine's phone rang, breaking the spell. She answered. Hayes, yes, the snow's clearing? Good. We'll head back. Thank you. She hung up, looked at Ryan. The roads are opening. We should go. Right, yes, we should. They packed in silence, the intimacy of the night fading into awkward professionalism. In the car, Catherine was quiet, distant, the ice queen returning. About last night, Ryan started. Last night was an anomaly. We were vulnerable, stuck. It didn't mean anything. Didn't it? It's true, I hate your methods, but I respect your standards. Catherine's jaw tightened. No, it didn't. We go back to normal. Boss and employee, that's all. If that's what you want. It's what's appropriate. They drove in silence, but Ryan knew. He'd seen behind the mask, and he couldn't unsee it. That's the nicest thing anyone said to me in years. Really? Really, most people just call me names behind my back. To be fair, so do I sometimes. Catherine laughed, actually laughed. The sound was surprising, warm, human. He was too aware of Catherine, too conscious of the situation. What do they call me? Do you really want to know? Now I'm curious. Ice Queen is the most popular. Creative. Dragon Lady is a close second. Also unoriginal. Karen gets thrown around sometimes. Catherine laughed harder. That one's just lazy. They were both laughing now, the tension breaking. Around midnight, she spoke. You're still awake. Your turn, Ryan said. Why are you so tough? What happened? Catherine's laughter faded. You want the real answer? Yes. I'm a woman in tech. If I'm not tough, I'm dismissed. If I'm not perfect, I'm incompetent. If I show any emotion, I'm hysterical. So I became ice. It was survival. That sounds exhausting. It is, but it worked. I climbed the ladder, made VP at 35, but I lost other things, like friendships, relationships. My fiance left me 3 years ago. Said I cared more about work than him. Did you? Probably. I didn't know how to be soft anymore. How to let someone in. Can't sleep. Ryan understood that. After Sophie's mom left, I built walls too. Focused everything on being a good dad. Didn't date. Didn't let anyone close. Well, why not? Because Sophie got attached to one girlfriend. When we broke up, Sophie was devastated. I couldn't do that to her again. So you're alone. So are you. We're quite a pair. They lay in silence. But it felt different now, less awkward, more comfortable. Tell me about Sophie, Catherine said. Ryan smiled in the darkness. She's amazing, smart, funny, loves science, wants to be an astronaut. An astronaut, ambitious. Neither can I. She gets that from her dad, apparently. You're ambitious? I was, before life got complicated. What did you want to be? VP of Operations, Ryan paused. Your job, actually. Catherine turned to look at him. Really? Yeah, but being a single dad changed priorities. I can't work the hours you do. Can't travel constantly. Can't put work first. I respect that. Family should come first. You don't act like you believe that. I don't have family to put first. Just a sister I barely see. Parents who don't approve of my choices. So work became family. They lay in darkness, not touching but somehow connected. That sounds lonely. It is. The heating in the room kicked on. Catherine shivered. Cold? Ryan asked. A little. If you want, we could share warmth, just for practicality. Catherine hesitated, then moved closer. Not touching, but nearer. This is ridiculous, huh, she muttered. I'm a VP, you're my employee. We're sharing a bed in a snowstorm. It's like a bad romance novel. Except we're not going to kiss at the end. Can I ask you something? Catherine said. Definitely not. That would be completely inappropriate. Totally inappropriate. They lay there trying to convince themselves. Around 2 a.m., Ryan felt Catherine shaking, crying quietly. Hey, are you okay? I'm fine. You're crying. It's nothing. Catherine. Sure. Ms. Hayes. Catherine, what's wrong? She was silent for a long moment. Today's the anniversary of the day my fiancé left. 3 years ago today. I'm sorry. I thought I was over it. But being here, stuck, vulnerable, it all came back. Ryan didn't think, just acted. He pulled her close, let her cry into his shoulder. She stiffened at first, then relaxed, sobbed. I'm sorry, she said between tears. This is unprofessional. Stop, just stop. You're allowed to be human. But I'm your boss. Why do you stay at the company when I'm so difficult? Right now, you're just Catherine, and you're hurting. That's allowed. She cried for 20 minutes. Ryan held her, didn't judge, didn't speak, just offered comfort. Finally, she pulled back. Thank you. Anytime. I mean it. I haven't let anyone see me like this in 3 years. Your secret's safe with me. They lay back down, closer now, more comfortable. Can I tell you something? Catherine said. Anything. You're a good father. I can tell from how you talk about Sophie. She's lucky to have you. Back at work, Catherine was colder than ever. Ryan stood awkwardly. Nothing. Everything's right. That's what's scary. Sophie liked you. She's wonderful. You've raised an incredible kid. Thank you. I don't want to mess this up. You and Sophie, this family you've built, you're not messing it up. You're adding to it. They dated for 6 months before Catherine stayed over, when Sophie was at her grandmother's. I'm nervous, Catherine admitted. Why? Because this is real, not just physical, not just convenient. Real. Sit. Is that bad? It's terrifying. I don't know how to do this. Neither do I. We'll figure it out together. They made love slowly, carefully, two broken people trying to be whole. Afterward, Catherine cried again. I'm sorry, I'm a mess. You're perfect. I'm not perfect. I'm damaged. We're all damaged. That's okay. We heal together. A year into dating, Catherine proposed. Not Ryan, Catherine. He sat. They were at dinner. Sophie was with them. Catherine had become a regular presence in their lives. I need to ask you both something, Catherine said. Okay, Ryan said carefully. Catherine pulled out a ring. Sophie gasped. Ryan Mitchell, I love you. I love Sophie. I love this life we're building. I'm not good at romance. I'm not good at vulnerability, but I'm good at knowing what I want. And I want you, both of you, forever. She turned to Sophie. Sophie, is it okay if I marry your dad? Sophie jumped up and down. Yes, yes, yes. Catherine looked at Ryan. What do you say? Ryan was crying. Yes, absolutely yes. Even though I'm difficult? Catherine looked exhausted. Dark circles under her eyes, hair slightly disheveled. Because you're difficult and brilliant and human and mine. She slipped the ring on his finger. Simple, masculine, perfect. I never thought I'd do this again, Ryan said. Neither did I, but here we are. Here we are. Sophie hugged them both. We're a family now. We are, Catherine agreed, if that's okay with you. It's perfect. The wedding was small. Sophie as flower girl. Catherine's sister as maid of honor. Ryan's mom crying in the front row. In her vows, Catherine said, a year and a half ago, we got trapped in a snowstorm. I thought it was the worst luck. Instead, it was the best thing that ever happened to me. You saw through my ice. You held me when I broke. You loved me when I didn't know how to love myself. Thank you for being patient, for being kind, for being you. I owe you an apology, she said. Ryan's vows. You were the boss from hell, made my life difficult, pushed me beyond what I thought possible. And somewhere in that difficulty, I fell in love with your brilliance, your strength, your hidden vulnerability. You didn't just become my wife. You became Sophie's mom, our family, our future. I love you, even when you're difficult. Everyone laughed through tears. After the wedding, their blended family found its rhythm. Not perfect, but real. Catherine struggled with work-life balance. Ryan struggled with letting her in. But they worked through it, together. For what? For being even more difficult than usual. For punishing you for something that wasn't your fault. The snowstorm. Yes, I've been trying to forget that night. Pretend it didn't happen. But I can't. Neither can I. She avoided Ryan, communicated through email, rejected his work more harshly. Ryan, I need to be honest with you. It was the first time she'd used his first name at work. I have feelings for you. Real feelings. And it's completely inappropriate. You're my employee. There's a power imbalance. I should keep this professional. But I can't stop thinking about you, about that night, about how you held me while I cried, how safe I felt. Ryan's heart pounded. I feel the same way. We can't act on this. I know. It would be unethical. I know. What's going on? His coworker Marcus asked. Did you do something to piss off Hayes? So what do we do? Ryan thought carefully. I could transfer to a different department, different manager. Catherine looked stricken. You'd do that? If it means we could explore this without the ethics issue, yes. But you love your department, your projects. I love my daughter more, and I'd like a chance at happiness. I haven't felt this way about anyone since Sophie's mom. Catherine stood, walked to the window. If you transfer, we could date. Properly, without crossing professional lines. Exactly. But what if it doesn't work out? What if we try and fail? Then we fail, but at least we tried. It's complicated. Catherine turned. I'm scared. So am I. What if I'm too broken, too cold? What if I can't let you in? You already did that night. You showed me the real you. That was different. We were vulnerable. We're vulnerable now, right here, being honest. Catherine walked to him, stood close. If we do this, I need you to understand something. Okay, I'm not good at relationships. I'm demanding, difficult. I work too much. I have high expectations. I know. She's been brutal this week, even for her. And you're a single father. Sophie comes first, always. I respect that, but it also means we'd have limited time together. I know that too. So this won't be easy. Nothing worth having is. Catherine smiled, small, real. When did you become so wise? I'm a single dad. You learn wisdom fast. She kissed him, soft, tentative, testing. Ryan kissed back, gentle, patient. When they pulled apart, Catherine was crying, happy tears. I haven't kissed anyone in 3 years. Ryan knew why. She was overcompensating, trying to rebuild the walls they'd broken down. How'd I do? Not bad for an employee. Soon-to-be former employee. She laughed. Right, you're transferring. When? I'll talk to HR tomorrow. Request a lateral move to marketing. They'll approve it. I'll make sure of it. Won't that look suspicious? I'll say you requested it for career development, which is true. Over the next month, Ryan transferred to the marketing department. Different manager, different team. No reporting relationship with Catherine. He tried to respect it, stay professional, keep his distance. They started dating, slowly, carefully. Coffee dates, dinner when Sophie was with Ryan's mom, long phone calls after Sophie went to bed. I can't see you Friday, Ryan said one night. Sophie has a school play. Can I come? Ryan was surprised. You want to? I'd like to meet her. If you're ready for that. Are you ready for that? Meeting a kid is serious. I know, but I'm serious about you, about this. Sophie's play was terrible. Second graders performing a butchered version of Cinderella, but Ryan loved every minute. Catherine sat beside him, laughed at the right moments, clapped enthusiastically. But 2 weeks after the snowstorm, Catherine called him to her office. After Sophie ran up, Daddy, did you see me? You were amazing, sweetheart. Sophie noticed Catherine. Who's that? This is my friend Catherine. She works with Daddy. Hi, Sophie, Catherine said, kneeling down. You were wonderful in the play. Thank you. I was a mouse. Mice are important even though they're small. Very true. Small things can make a big difference. Sophie studied Catherine. Are you Daddy's girlfriend? Ryan and Catherine exchanged glances. Would that be okay? Catherine asked carefully. Close the door. Sophie considered. Do you like science? I love science, especially chemistry. Do you like astronauts? Astronauts are amazing. Do you want to be one? Yes, Daddy says I can be anything I want. He's right, you can. Sophie hugged Catherine suddenly. Okay, you can be Daddy's girlfriend. Catherine looked overwhelmed. Thank you, that means a lot. Later, after dropping Sophie at Ryan's mom's, Catherine cried in the car. What's wrong? Year 2 of marriage brought challenges. The board won't like this, her boss warned. Then they can fire me. Family isn't negotiable. They didn't fire her. She was too valuable. Sophie, now 10, thrived. Catherine helped with science projects, attended every school event, became mom without trying to replace anyone. Do I have 2 moms? Sophie asked one day. What do you mean? Ryan asked. My birth mom who left, and Catherine who's here. What do you think? I think my birth mom gave birth to me. But Catherine chose me. That's better. Catherine cried when Ryan told her. Catherine's company wanted to promote her to EVP. More responsibility, more travel, more hours. She chose me too, Catherine said. I didn't think I wanted kids. Then Sophie came into my life and everything changed. They discussed having another child. I'm 38, Catherine said. If we're going to, it should be soon. Do you want to? I want Sophie to have a sibling. I want to experience pregnancy, birth, all of it. Then let's try. They tried for a year, nothing happened. Fertility treatment started. Stressful, expensive, emotional. Maybe it's not meant to be, Catherine said after the 3rd failed IVF. One more try, Ryan encouraged. Then we reevaluate. I want to turn it down, she told Ryan. The 4th try worked. Catherine was pregnant at 39. High risk, monitored closely but healthy. Sophie was thrilled. I'm going to be a big sister. Are you ready for that? Catherine asked. So ready, I'll teach the baby everything. Their son was born healthy. They named him Andrew, after Catherine's father who'd passed away the year before. He never got to meet Andrew, Catherine said, crying in the hospital. He spent years disapproving of my life choices. Then we reconciled, and he's gone. He knew about the baby. He died knowing you were happy. I wish he'd lived long enough to see it. Why? He's watching, just like Sophie's birth mom. They're both watching. Sophie was obsessed with Andrew, helped with everything. Bottles, diapers, bedtime. He's my baby, she'd say proudly. Catherine managed work and motherhood. Not perfectly, but well. She worked from home more. Brought Andrew to the office sometimes. Normalized working motherhood. You're different than you used to be, her COO observed. How? More human, less ice queen. It's actually better. People respect you more now. Because I'm vulnerable? Because you're real. Because Sophie needs me. You need me. Family comes first. At home, Ryan took paternity leave. 6 months. Stayed home with Andrew while Catherine worked. This is harder than I thought, he admitted. Being the primary parent. Welcome to my world, Catherine said. But you're doing great. Andrew cries every time I put him down. He loves you. That's good. It's exhausting. I know, but worth it. When Andrew was 6 months old, Ryan went back to work. They hired a nanny for childcare. I feel guilty, Catherine said. Other moms stay home. I'm working. Other moms don't run companies. You're allowed to have a career. Take the promotion. What if Andrew resents me later? He won't. You're present when you're home. That's what matters. Sophie started middle school, struggled with bullies. They make fun of me for having two dads, she said at dinner one night. Two dads? Catherine asked. You dress like a dad, act like a dad. They say you're not a real mom. Catherine looked hurt. Ryan intervened. Sophie, Catherine is absolutely a real mom. She does everything moms do. But she works all the time. So to lots of moms, that doesn't make them less real. But Sophie felt guilty. I didn't mean it like that. I love you, Catherine. You're the best mom. I was just repeating what kids said. Catherine hugged her. It's okay. Kids can be mean. But for the record, I'm proud to be your mom. However that looks. They worked through middle school drama. Catherine attended every parent-teacher conference, every school dance, every sports event. You're more involved than most moms, Sophie's teacher said. Sophie's my daughter. Where else would I be? At work, Catherine faced sexism, always had, but now she fought back. We need to hire more women, she told the board. We hire based on merit, and merit is subjective. We're unconsciously biased toward men. I want diverse hiring practices. She got her way. The company transformed. We'll make it work. We always do. You're making enemies, her mentor warned. I'm making change. There's a difference. Ryan supported every initiative, proud of his wife's strength. You're changing the culture, he said. I'm trying, for Sophie, for other girls. They need to see women can lead. Their marriage wasn't perfect. They fought about work, about parenting, about time. But they always came back together. Remember the snowstorm? Catherine would say during fights. When we were trapped together? Yeah, we figured it out then. We'll figure this out now. Catherine took the promotion, but set boundaries. No travel on weekends. Home for dinner 4 nights a week. Family vacations sacred. And they always did. 10 years after the snowstorm, Catherine and Ryan renewed their vows. I am happy. I have everything I never knew I wanted. You always said you didn't need family. I was wrong. I needed it desperately. I just didn't know how to admit it. Sophie left for college in the fall, engineering at MIT. Catherine cried for a week. She's growing up, Ryan comforted her. I know, I'm proud, but I miss her. We raised an incredible kid. We did. Andrew thrived, loved science like Sophie, wanted to be like his mom. You're my hero, he told Catherine at career day. Sophie, 18, was their maid of honor. Andrew, 8, was ring bearer. Why? Because you're smart and strong and you help people. Catherine hugged him tight. You're my hero too. At work, Catherine became CEO, first female CEO in the company's history. I'm terrified, she admitted to Ryan. You've got this. What if I fail? Then you fail, but you'll fail trying. That's all that matters. She didn't fail. The company flourished under her leadership. More women hired, more family-friendly policies, better culture. 10 years ago, we were trapped in a motel room, Catherine said in her vows. I was the ice queen. You were the single dad trying to survive. We had one night together, and it changed everything. You've transformed this company, the board chair said. I'm just creating the company I wish existed when I started, when I was the ice queen with no support. Ryan continued in marketing. Happy, fulfilled, not needing to be CEO. Do you ever regret it? Catherine asked. Not pursuing VP? Never. I got something better. You, Sophie, Andrew, this life. But your ambition changed. Ambition doesn't have to be titles. It can be family, happiness, balance. On the 10-year anniversary of the snowstorm, they returned to the same motel. Same room, same bed, but everything else was different. Remember how awkward this was? Ryan asked. You taught me that vulnerability isn't weakness, that letting someone in doesn't mean losing yourself, that love is possible even when you've built walls. Thank you for breaking mine down, for being patient, for showing me what family means. I was terrified of you seeing the real me. And now you've seen all of me, the good, the bad, the difficult, and you're still here. Always. They made love slow, comfortable, the intimacy of a decade together. Afterward, Catherine cried, happy tears. What's wrong? Nothing. Everything's right. I never thought I'd have this. A husband who loves me, kids who call me mom, a life that feels full. You deserve it. So do you. Ryan's vows. 10 years ago, I thought you were impossible, difficult, cold. Then I saw the real you, scared, lonely, human, just like me. You've been an incredible wife, an amazing mother to Sophie and Andrew, my partner in everything. I'd get trapped in 1,000 snowstorms if it meant finding you again. They fell asleep wrapped together, just like that first night. But this time there was no fear, no uncertainty, just love. The next morning they drove home to their family. Sophie home from college for the weekend. Andrew excited to see them. How was your trip? Sophie asked. Perfect, Catherine said. We visited where it all started. The Snowstorm Motel? Yeah, that's romantic in a weird way. That's us, romantic in a weird way. Sophie spoke too. 10 years ago, my dad came home and said he was stuck with his boss. I was 8. I didn't understand. Now I'm 18 and I understand everything. Catherine isn't just my stepmom, she's my mom. She chose me, loved me, raised me. I'm going to college in the fall, studying engineering, because Catherine showed me women can do anything. Thank you for being my mom, for loving my dad, for making our family whole. They had family dinner, everyone talking over each other, laughter, chaos, love. Later, Andrew fell asleep on the couch. Sophie went to study. Ryan and Catherine cleaned up together. This is my favorite part, Catherine said. Dishes? No, the ordinary moments, the life we built. Me too. 10 years ago, Catherine was the ice queen. Ryan was a struggling, single dad. Now they were partners, parents, a family. All because of one snowstorm. One night, Andrew added simply, I love my mom, she's the best. One bed, and 2 people brave enough to let their walls fall, to choose vulnerability over fear, to build a life together. One ordinary moment at a time. If this story warmed your heart, subscribe to VML Stories for more tales of unexpected love, second chances, and families built from courage. Hit that like button, drop a comment sharing your thoughts, and share this with someone who needs to remember that sometimes the worst situations lead to the best outcomes. Because sometimes getting trapped in a snowstorm with the person who drives you crazy is exactly what you need. See you in the next story. After the ceremony, they celebrated with family and friends. Catherine's sister pulled her aside. You're different than you used to be. Happier,